Holy! Coming right up on Weekend at the Cottage. Welcome to Weekend at the Cottage. I'm Nick Manoilovich. Today it's a 2-for-1 special. We're going to be making Redpath Sugar's delicious baked cinnamon sugar donuts and donut holes. You'll be able to reference the full recipe at Weekend at the Cottage and also at redpathsugar.com. You can also watch this video again and again on our dedicated YouTube channel and on your favorite social media platforms like Pinterest, the Gram, Facebook, and Twitter. I know you're gonna love this recipe, so let's get started. Let's start by taking a small bowl into which we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of warm water and 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Spatula, whisk, or spoon, let's stir those ingredients together. We're gonna let our yeast mixture stand for 5 minutes. Next, we heat 1 cup of whole milk on medium heat until just warm. Now we're going to take a large bowl. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of Redpath's dark brown sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, a 1/4 cup of melted butter. Taking a spatula, let's stir those ingredients together until the sugar and the salt dissolve. Now we add the warm milk into the bowl. All of you dough makers out there are going to be like, wow, this has a really interesting caramel color, Nick. And then I say, wait until you taste it. So fabulous. Continuing to add the proofed yeast over to the side for a second. I'm taking a small bowl, cracking an egg at room temperature. Why in that small bowl? Because I get to look down and make sure there's no shells in there. I'm going to whisk the egg, add it into the mixture, stir everything together to combine. Now we're going to add 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Grab a spatula or a wooden spoon and stir vigorously until a rough dough forms. I love this next step where we sprinkle flour on our work surface, turn the dough out onto it, sprinkle a little bit of flour on top, and now we're gonna knead our dough. If you've never made a yeast dough before, practice right now. I love that motion of pushing the dough, kind of pull it together, push again, and you knead in this fashion for about 4 to 5 minutes. The dough becomes nice and smooth. We're gonna transfer it back into a large bowl. I'm taking a little bit of vegetable oil. I'm gonna brush the side of the bowl, plus just kind of tap the top of the dough. Then you're taking wrap or a clean dish towel. We're gonna cover and set it in a warm spot in your kitchen. We're gonna let this dough proof for 1.5 hours. After your dough has risen, take a moment, pull away that towel, and yes, say it out loud. Wow, how beautiful does this look? You can punch down the dough onto a floured surface, turn it out. We're gonna take a floured pin, and now we're gonna roll the dough out into a rectangular shape about 2 centimeters thick. Here's where you get creative. I need you to find 2 glasses, a larger one and a smaller one, and think about the process. We're creating donuts and holes, so that sizing is important. I'm taking my largest glass first, placing it down into the dough, and then give it a good twist. Make sure each press and twist is close to the previous one. Now we're going to take our smaller glass, repeat, placing the glass into the middle of those circular shapes, press down and twist. So you've just created the donut shape and the donut holes. After that first pass, you can gather up the scraps of dough, roll, and repeat. You're going to use up all of that donut dough. Next, we're going to take 2 parchment-lined baking sheets. We're transferring the donuts onto one. We're transferring the donut holes onto another. I have a 1/4 cup of melted butter. Lightly brush the top of the donuts and the donut holes. We're going to cover those sheets with wrap, leaving them to proof for 1 additional hour. After that hour, the donuts and holes have plumped up quite nicely. We're preheating our oven to 350 degrees. Rack is in the middle position. I'm going to take the sheet of donut holes. They go in, and we're going to bake for 6 to 8 minutes until they puff up and get nice and golden. Once the holes are out, the donuts go in, and we'll bake the donuts a little longer, 10 to 12 minutes. Again, we're looking for gorgeous and golden. Once your donuts and donut holes have baked, we let them cool for about 2 minutes. It gives us a little bit of time to create a sparkly finish. Your next step is really fabulous. We're gonna take 1 cup of Redpath granulated sugar, just place it into a medium-sized bowl. I'm then gonna add 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Stir those ingredients together. You're gonna start to get a beautiful, spicy, sweet fragrance. I'm then transferring that mixture into a strainer over a pie plate. Tap the strainer to combine. Now we're ready to head back to that sheet of baked donut holes. I still have some melted butter. We're gonna brush the top of each hole and then take one and slowly just twirl it in that cinnamon sugar finish. How cute and adorable are these? Continue with all of the donut holes. Now we're taking some more of that melted butter. We're brushing the tops ever so lightly. Grab those donuts and just invert them in that sparkly cinnamon sugar finish. Looks amazing. Let's hear it for Redpath's baked cinnamon sugar donuts and donut holes. Ooh, I can't decide, but I better. How about a donut, Nick? You bet. Until next time, take care. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, yay, love it. Oh, these are great.